Hey guys, it's your girl Mika here. I am here to do a video just talking about, well, let me say this first. Someone has reached out to me on Instagram and they asked me a question about dating a guy who really does not show interest, but the other guy does, but the other guy that does show interest, you know, she does not really, she's not feeling him. She's feeling the one who really doesn't have interest. So why do we even have this in us as women? Like, why do we want to pursue the one that's not really showing us the same energy that we're showing them, but the one that's showing us the energy that we're showing the other person, we're not giving them no play? And so her question was like, what do she do? Do she entertain the guy, continue to try to entertain the guy that does not really show her the energy she's showing him? Or should she, you know, entertain the other guy who really is showing that he's interested? Like, we should be wanting to entertain the guy that's showing us the same energy we're showing them. But what do? We entertain the one that really is not in alignment with us. In other words, they don't show us that energy. They don't show us that same type of you know, emotions that we show them. They just act like they're not interested. And so today's video is going to be about that. Like, what do you do when you're in a situation like that? When you're seeing multiple men or two men, and, you know, whether to entertain the one that shows you the attention or the one that doesn't. What I want to say is that I've experienced that before more than once. Like, I wanted to entertain the one that really didn't show interest more than the one who was. Why are we like that? I really can't answer that question. Like, I don't know. Why do we want to entertain someone that does not really show the same energy that we're giving them? I would have to say, if I had to choose a reason why, I would say that we do that because we, as the person, whether it's male or female, because men go through this too, we are not aware of ourselves. Like, we don't know, we're not really familiar with who we are. In other words, if we knew better, we would do better. AKA, we would want to entertain the person that's entertaining us. So somewhere we are not aware of self, because self-love is the best love. When you love who you are, you're not going to accept anything below that. So however you see yourself in this world is how people will treat you. And so if we don't really see ourselves as value, or if we don't value ourselves, then what do you think the next person want to do? And so I will say that for me, I decided to take a step back from all guys that I was entertaining at the time and just work on myself. So instead of, and for me, I was in a toxic marriage for years. And so for me, practicing solitude was more important. And so when I started to date and notice the energies wasn't in alignment and things like that, a lot of times we attract these people. And so if we're attracting something that we're not liking, then we need to go within. So that's what I had to do. I had to back away. You know, I had to get away from the dating scene and work on myself. I had to learn more about me. I had to discover more about myself, my strengths and my weaknesses. I had to do the work on me. And so with me doing that is when I started to recognize my worth. And that's when I started to love myself. And that's when I started to have an identity of who I am. And I became more aware, like self-aware of who I am. And so a lot of times we do that when it comes to dating the guy that really doesn't show interest, or, you know, he come around, but his energy is just off. And it's like something don't feel right. You know, you showing this person, you know, positive energy, but this person not really giving you that back. You know, you're showing this person, you know, that you really feeling them. You know, you buying them stuff, getting them little gifts, but this person ain't giving you that energy back in return. It really has nothing to do with you why this person is the way they is. That just communicates that that person needs to work on themselves too, because that person don't even realize that they have a great woman or a great man right there in their face, right? So when a person don't realize that, that means that they are dealing with some self issues, some insecurity issues within themselves. It's just like the man that wants us, but we don't want them. It goes back to me saying that we have to do some work on ourselves, because we should want to entertain a guy that's showing us the energy that we deserve. We should not be pushing away a guy who is not, you know, who is giving us the energy that we know that we deserve as females, as women. You know, if they showing you some old other stuff that just don't feel right with within you, then you need to pay attention to that, right? And so the young lady who asked me this question was like, what should she do? She don't know what to do. And so I told her, if it was me, I would entertain the guy who is showing me the energy that I know I deserve, right? It's only right. Even if we don't be together, like, we friends. We should be friends anyway. If you showing me that you are interested in me and you doing things for me, you know, then I would follow that. But you still need to be aware when you are entertaining someone who is showing you their all, who is showing you that you deserve this and that they interested. Sometimes you have to just be aware, because sometimes even though a person can be showing you this energy, does not mean that they got it all together, which we all don't. But it does not mean that they may be the one for you either. So in other words, just enjoy your singleness. And when you date, don't date with the intentions to be with this person, because it can take years for you to figure out a person. It could take years. So when you jump in, us as women, I just want to say, when we date, we get attached. And when we get attached, we be just all in, loyal to this person and everything, when we really shouldn't. We should just date with boundaries and standards and expectations still. But don't date with the expectation that this is going to be my husband, or this is going to be my boyfriend, this is going to be my boo, my man. No, date, we're friends. That's it. That's all. That way you have in your mind, psychologically, we're just friends, first of all. So that means that I'm not going to even get attached, because we're just friends. But when the moment you put, this is going to be my boo, my husband, my boyfriend, you get attached. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to get attached to someone that you just meeting. And when you do get attached, that means that you have some inner work to do. Because when you're dating, you shouldn't be automatically getting attached to someone, right? And so yeah, you should just want to make sure that you have self-awareness. These are the 3 things that I teach on my platform, A Baltimore Girl Story. If you don't know about A Baltimore Girl Story, follow it on Instagram. A Baltimore Girl Story is spelled just the way I said it. A Baltimore Girl Story. We talk about self-love, self-awareness, and self-identity. I teach and talk about these 3 things. Why? Because these 3 things is going to help you to weed out these things that's going to come up against you on your journey. You want to know how to say, nope, that's not for me. Nope, I ain't even doing that. I don't think that's best for me. Oh yeah, I am going to try this. This may be for me. I'm going to give this a try. Like, you want to have these 3 things: self-love, self-awareness, and self-identity, because these 3 things is going to help you to, you know, be aware. These things are going to help you to say what's for you and what's not for you. These are going to be the things that help you cut out the bullshit, okay? Because we ain't got time for bullshit. Even when dating, you don't want to be dating no bullshit ass people. You want to date with expectations still. You want to date with a person that's on your level. Even if they don't work, you still should want to date on a level where you are, where you see yourself, right? And so self-awareness, Self-identity, self-awareness, and self-love. In that order. The reason why I put it in that order is because in order for you to be aware of who you are, you have to identify with yourself first. And in order for you to love who you are, you have to be aware of who you are. You have to know who you are in order to have self-love. And in order to have true self-love, like genuinely love you. Because a lot of us walk around saying, I love me, I love who I am. But you really don't love who you are. Because if you did, you wouldn't tolerate half the stuff you do. You wouldn't put up with half the stuff you put up with. And it's nothing against these other people who come into your life with their issues. It's just that you have the right to say what you want to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. You have the right. You have the power to pick and choose. You don't have to stay with someone or deal with someone if you don't want to. If you don't feel like it, you don't have to do that. And I think society has created this narrative, and religion has created this narrative that, oh, well, you married this person and you say you'll be with this person no matter what, till death do you part, you know? So basically, no matter what this person do, I'm supposed to stay with them. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that. And the reason why is because that was me. That was my story. My ex-husband had a baby outside of our marriage and I wasn't with it. So you're telling me that I'm supposed to stay with this? I'm supposed to sacrifice my freedom, my health, my wealth, because someone decided to step outside of a relationship and have a... No, I don't agree with that. And so I'm here to change that narrative. I don't think nobody should stay with someone that's just taking advantage of them and walking all over them. And by far, you know, just stepping out of a relationship and having unprotected sex. I don't agree with that at all. And so I'm here to change that narrative. That no, you don't have to stay with someone that's doing you wrong and that's doing you dirty and that's not treating you, you know, right, and does not value you and value who you are as a man or a woman. I don't agree with that. Society has created this platform as well. So, yeah, I'm just like... I'm not feeling that. Not at all. So yeah, you don't have to deal with the bullshit. You can just cut it out. Because your life is too precious. Time is something you cannot get back. You need to be very picky and choosy with your time. Only entertain those who show interest in you. If a person is not showing interest in you, then hey, it's all good. It's no love lost. It's nothing personal. It's just communicating to me that we're on two different levels. We're on two different frequencies. I'm not for you. You're not for me. At least right now in this moment. And it's that simple. And what we do as humans, a lot of times we take stuff personal. Oh, he was nasty. Oh, she just too smart. Oh, she thinks she better. He on his house. It ain't even gotta be all that. It don't. We can date, and if we identify something that we don't agree with, it's okay to just say, we ain't got to put all them curses on this person. We ain't got to say all this about this person. Even though we see that with the physical eye about this person, we don't have to speak on it. We don't have to give it energy. Just simply remove yourself gracefully. And it's that simple. So yeah, that's what I would tell people. And that's what my message is and would be for those who are dating multiple guys or women. And you are trying to decide or decipher who's for you and who's not. Before you even get to that, you should go within and figure out yourself first. That way, when you do that, when you decide to date and be around different people, even female friendships, like you're able to pick up and say, oh, to yourself, you ain't got to say it out loud, this ain't for me. When you know who you are, you ain't got to figure it out. You ain't got to do too much figuring out. You might have to do a little bit, but you ain't got to do too much longer on figuring out what's for you and who's for you, because you know who you are. And so instead of trying to figure out if this person is for you or not, how about going within yourself and figuring out your own self first? And then by you doing that, like I said in the beginning, that will help you weed out who's for you. You're able to pick up on that instead of being in the midst of it trying to figure it out. Like trying to be in the midst of it and trying to figure it out, it's just you're wasting your time and your precious sweet time. You can't get it back when you could just eliminate all of that. because we on our path to discovery, and we want to be wealthy, we want to be successful, we want to be rich, we want to have abundance and prosperity. And when you are in toxic situations, toxicity and prosperity is not on the same frequency. You are blocking yourself when you are operating in toxicity, and we ain't got time for that. So yeah, that's what my message would be for today, guys. Until then, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, so whenever I'm doing updates, you will be the first to know. And follow me on my social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Lavanya Professionals. The link is in the bottom of this video. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys. And share this video, because someone needs to hear this. Someone definitely needs to hear this message. And I would love for you to spread this information, because after all, that's what we all are here for, okay? So every Monday, I'm uploading new videos. So be looking forward to watching my videos once a week. I'm always here to add value to your lives, and I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, if there's anything you need help with, don't be afraid to hit me up and ask me a question. And guess what? I'm going to be more than happy to do a video about it. Okay, guys? I love you all so much. And remember to like and subscribe this video, especially if you love this video. Okay, guys? And remember, don't allow what other people do or what other people say to affect you. What another person think of you and how another person view and see you in this world is none of your business, okay? Keep doing you, keep shining, keep letting your light shine, keep being the light, and don't dim it for nobody.